Good morning and welcome to Brewing Happiness at a different time. I am practicing some flexibility today. So grab a cup of your favorite brew, your coffee, your cocoa, a little hot tea, whatever you like, and let's talk about being flexible. Well, it turned out I had started to do the show on flexibility this morning because of the time. Uh, 7 a.m. is a great time for me, but as I get feedback from listeners or from watchers and viewers and did a little research, I found out it's not a great time for the people that watch. Nobody is watching at at 7 a.m. So I'm going to do some experimentation with times and then maybe ultimately move the time of the broadcast. For right now, I just moved it 1 hour, see if it made that much difference. And then when I got up this morning, our internet is out. The cable company is right down below our house working on some ground wires, and we can't get internet. So I'm on the phone today because I still get a signal through my phone because the show must go on. So I wanted to talk about flexibility in the terms of, I use the word flexibility. I don't know how you call it, but do you know anyone who just gets super upset when plans change or when things don't go according to plan, right? Do you know people who just, once one thing doesn't work out, it just kind of puts them into a tizzy that they maybe can't get themselves out of, and then the day is ruined. Everything is ruined because we didn't get there on time. Maybe we got there a few minutes late. Maybe we forgot something. Maybe we had to think on our feet and make an accommodation at the last minute. That's flexibility, right? The ability to, um, you know, the ability to hang, the ability to go, okay, thought we were going to do the show on the internet on the PC this morning, but we're going to do it on the phone instead. Thought we were going to get there at 8, we're going to get there at 8:15 instead. Thought we were going to be able to do all these things, we're only going to be able to do some of those things. It doesn't matter what the situation is. The ability to, just adjust when you get some news that your plan is not going to go according to schedule. And let's face it, plans never go according to schedule. No plan in the history of the world ever went exactly as it was laid out to go, because that's not the way it is. A plan is your general guideline, right? Your roadmap, but it is not etched in stone because it's the future. It's what you plan to do. It's what's gonna happen, and we don't have any control of that. Good morning, Joanne. So happy to see you. We don't have any control over that, right? What's gonna happen. So flexibility is your ability to sway with the wind, right? We're not going to break. We're just going to bend. We got to make a change on the fly. Okay, this is the way I thought it was going to be. This is the way it's going to be. Okay, how good is your flexibility, right? I have been, I have family members who have had family members who not so flexible, and I have family members and friends not that flexible, and then I have other friends and family so flexible. And I have learned as I get older and I get more discerning, as I make more choices in my life, because I'm braver to make those choices, right? As you make choices in life, sometimes we don't make choices because it's hard. They have consequences, so we just avoid them. But as you get older, or as you get more confident, and as you have a higher sense of your own self, you make those decisions easily because you're making what's best for you at any given time. And like I said, I've known people who that flexibility was a problem for, right? That a change in plans, a disruption in what you thought was going to happen, a situation that arises that you weren't expecting. What is that? That's just life. Those are just things that happen to us every single day. And so the ability to sway in the wind, the ability to change course on a dime, the ability to accept that what you thought was the way it was going to go is not the way that it's going to go. and that you have to make an adjustment, right? And that we're going to make a new plan here on the fly. The ability to do that is everything to me. Life is too short. This goes right down to the don't sweat the small stuff, right? Flexibility is about not sweating the small stuff. It's about understanding that changes in plans, being late, people not maybe doing what they said they were going to do, all the things that we all deal with every day because, again, life is, that's the way life goes. Those are uh, being able to flow, to go with the, what they say, go with the punches, uh, flow with the punches. I can't think of it. Anyway, the ability to do that is very closely linked to your happiness. Why? Because my personal contention, now this is just me, I could be wrong, I have no scientific fact to prove this up, but my personal contention is over 90% of the issues that the emotional and unhappiness and bad mood issues we deal with are of our own making, right? They're because someone's disappointed us or things didn't go as we planned, right? And then we get upset, and then we got to deal with those emotions, and then we got to work to get back to a happy place. So the goal is, let's not to succumb to those things in the first place, but to accept them. Change is part of life. Like I said, a plan is just a rough idea. It's definitely not written in stone. And things change, and situations change, and that is the way of life. So how do we be more flexible? Well, one is being aware. Just as everything is improved by your awareness of it, your happiness, your self, your inner self talk, the way you approach anything is improved or is changed by your being aware of it, right? Things that we do unconsciously. We have the reactive self and the this is how I want to behave self, right? And until you make an effort to move from the this is how I react, because again, unto the this is how I want to react, change can't happen. But when you are conscious of that, I want to be more like this, you can make those changes on the fly. It's really that simple, right? By being aware that this is something important. So when things change, I know one thing that makes people crazy is running late or having to wait for other people that are late or running behind. I just have one more thing to do, or I'm here to pick you up and I'm sitting out in front of your house and you're not quite ready. Oh, these are things that we deal with sometimes, right? Sure, they're annoying. Sure, you want to be on time. Sure, you want to be able to say, I made it on time and so, or maybe late. So what I do, this happens to me quite a bit. And so I feel myself as the annoyance level starts to rise. This is all about self-talk, right? As the annoyance level in my head starts to rise, I start thinking, I'm on time. Why can't they be? What is it? Why is I have to wait for somebody else and they're going to make it look like I couldn't get my act together and be on time? And I feel this annoyance, this resentment, this unhappiness. Joanne, that is absolutely true. Sometimes we have a too high. That's the next point, isn't it? I was going to go with, to start with, that when you feel those feelings rise, that's the time to take action. Before you get annoyed, when you start to feel it rise, you know your own triggers, you know how you feel. So when you start to feel those things rise, right then and there is the time to kind of just have self. This is a time to be flexible. Self, let this go. In the big picture of things, this doesn't matter. Self, in the big picture of things, he runs late sometimes. You know it. You've always known it. He's not going to change. Take a big breath. Pull out your little video game to play with, or spend a minute going over some affirmations. You can still use your time wisely. And then Joanne says, sometimes we have too high of expectations of others. Depending on who it is, we might possibly need to lower expectations. I think this is brilliant, Joanne. You are exactly 100% right. I read a meme yesterday, and it said, I'm going to paraphrase, I don't remember it exactly. It said, see the light. When you see someone else, see the light in others, and then pretend like that's all you see. having expectations is part of the reason we get ourselves in trouble, isn't it? Sometimes we have to let go of expectations. People are who they are. They're going to be who they're going to be. And you're either going to make accommodations, tell them you're going to leave in 30 minutes before you're actually leaving. I've tried that. Make different arrangements for a ride if it's someone that you know is gonna mess up your plans. Put down 2 or 3 different options when you make your plan. Say, we could do it this way, or this way. So you have a plan B to go to. And as Joanne says, let go of expectations of how other people are supposed to behave. The truth is, you only get to control one person. You are only in charge of one person. You don't get to say who, unless you're fielding small children or a baseball team. You don't get to say who does what or how they behave. You just get to deal with it and react to it. And your choices are react in a way that gets you upset, that disrupts your day, that robs you of your good mood, that maybe disrupts or distracts you from your path. And Joanne says, I have concerns that we have to assess who it is, if we can change our reactions, but we have to have boundaries and some expectations. If there's something new or realistic, i.e., how are they treating you? Absolutely, Joanne. I'm gonna put the second one up here. I 100% agree. I'm not advocating for you to be a doormat or for you to just accept any bad behavior from anyone. We do need boundaries. If someone consistently disappoints you, like I said, maybe you don't ride with them anymore. Maybe you make different arrangements where you agree on a time earlier than you actually need to leave so that they to give them some accommodations. Maybe you don't ride with that person anymore, or whatever the situation is, you make an adjustment because you do deserve boundaries. And I'm really talking about one-offs, right? I'm really talking about last-minute disruptions to your process, not so much ongoing issues. But anything we have, all things in moderation, all things in line with the matrix of life, right? With all the different things that have to align. So yes, you get to have your boundaries, and some people will continue to disappoint you, and you have to figure out how to act, how to deal with that. But when what I'm talking about today more is what I'm talking about today is more just the day-to-day disruptions in our lives. We all know that, like I said, no plan lives to see its full completion. Nothing. I was a project manager as a trade in corporate America. I worked for Fortune 100 companies. I made project plans for projects worth millions of dollars. You made that plan with it's only a short-term plan. The farther out you get from where you are, the less detailed they are, because the more you know, things are going to change and you're going to revisit that anyway. So it's just to give you a general idea. And so short-term, the second thing is you just know everything on your plan is going to change. So you have a contingency. You think through, if this doesn't work, what am I going to do? So we can kind of do that in our daily lives, right? You can't anticipate I'm not saying you should anticipate, every single person's bad behavior, or that every single disappointment or disruption to your plan that may happen, because you can't. But you can say to yourself, when things get disrupted, I'm going to be okay with that. When my plan doesn't go exactly as it wants, you know what? I'm going to work to be okay with that. And for some of us, that's easier than others. Some of us, personality-wise, we're very I can't stand things when they're the same. I love change. So when things change, yay, it's an adventure. When I get lost, I see beautiful new sights, right? It takes a lot to get me off the path. But some people who have far better organizational discipline skills than I do, right? Maybe people whose strengths and weaknesses lie in different places. There are people who really are attached to the pre-plan and making sure that things go as expected. I also think, and go back to the expectations, the more expectations we have of how other people will behave, the more opportunities there are for us to be disappointed and for that flexibility to be called on. You can let go of flexibilities. Of expectations. If you don't need to control the situation, if you don't need to be in charge of how each person behaves or how each person reacts, right? Joanne, I'm just going to tell you, David Hawkins changed my life because he says it's not up to you to fix them, right? It's not up to you to even help them. We're all on our own journey. We're all in our own perfection. No one needs your help. Is kind of what I just read this. I'm paraphrasing again, another Hawk, but he says that is when you are growth is when you can not feel compelled to take charge, to fix things for other people. Oh, that's hard for me. I'm a fixer, right? You tell me a problem. I've had to work really hard. To listen when people tell me their problems or tell me their situation. Just to listen, be there, be sympathetic, be a sounding wall. It took me a long time to figure out most of the time people are not asking for a solution or for you to fix their problem. But, I'm a problem solver. That's what I do. So as soon as I hear a problem, I go into problem solving mode. My son said to me one day, I don't want you to fix this. I just wanted you to listen. And it hit me so hard that made a huge change in my life, huge change in me to work on being a good listener, not being that problem solver. And then when I read the David Hawkins book, I realized he was talking directly to me, that part of my growth is letting everyone experience their own growth at their own pain or at their own path, rate. Got confused. That your job is to be there, to be supportive, to love and have compassion. And this comes in, yes, some people are happy with their situation. We are there to coach. That's right. That's it. Yes. Well, I'm not saying when people ask for help, you shouldn't help them, right? But maybe you don't have to jump in and offer to fix it for them right away. And I forgot my train of thought. Anyway, this has to do with flexibility. If ahead of time you say to yourself, it's not my job to solve other people's problems. I'm going to be there to support them and help them when I can, but I also have the things I need to do. And I'm going to be focused on, just like it's okay that if they disrupt you by getting unhappy for their plan, it's okay for you to stay happy and stay calm and stay okay with the changes in the plan. This is another skill that I've learned in recent years that has, oh my gosh, has helped me so much. Staying calm when people get upset. No need to make sure they know you're right. No need to convince them that you have the answer, that you know the solution, that you've been there, you've done that. People only want change if they want to change 100. I did a t-shirt that says that. And finally, it dawned on me that I was selling something nobody was interested in buying, right? It dawned on me that sometimes we don't need to fix problems. People don't want help. And sometimes when people are having a bad day and things aren't going according to plan, just being okay with that is how you can help. Just offering a hug and a laugh. And it's okay, we're going to get through this. Being the flexible one, right? Demonstrating and living that flexibility as an example and an inspiration for other people is the way that you can help. Not necessarily by stepping in, telling them what to or not to do, but by living it, showing it, staying calm, staying happy. In spite of everything, when you stay happy, it has an effect on the people around you. If one person is upset and one person is happy, you're going to level set. So you either rise to their unhappiness or drift down to their unhappiness, or hope or work with them and help them rise up to your happiness. And happiness ambassadors, isn't that what we're about, right? Staying in the moment, staying content, even when things don't go our way, even when the plans change. Got up this morning, changed my time, no internet, changed my my format, A lot of other things are always crazy. Roll with the punches. That's what it is. Roll with the punches. Roll with the punches. Wake up in the morning saying it's going to be a good day. There's nothing today that's going to happen that's going to take away my good mood. And when something does disrupt the plan, yeah, just move over a little bit. Just step aside or step forward or step back and make that the new plan. So that's our show for today. Being flexible, prizing flexibility. For me, I find now that that's a quality I look for as I choose new friends, as I choose who to spend time with, the folks who get that, who are able to not let those small things bother them, who see a change in plans as an opportunity for adventure or an opportunity for something different. Those are the guys I want to hang out with. You're probably one of those too. All right, that's our show for today. Until tomorrow. And I don't know what time I'll be on tomorrow. I've got to think about this for a while. Anyway, until tomorrow, make it a happy day. Wait, okay.